Chad Klassen joining us now with first look at sports. Blazers training camp is underway. It's hard to believe.
It is, and it's pretty much over. In the old days, of course, training camps were 2 or 3 weeks. Now they're 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
So we're already into the blue-white game tomorrow. We're going to look at who's going to fill the shoes of Cole Yulee, who's not expected to return. Also, Kelly Olynyk injured himself last week, and he'll be back for the FIBA America tournament starting tomorrow. Day 2 of Blazers training camp is wrapped up at the Sandman Center, 4th day in a row for rookies who are trying to make their mark. But the spotlight is on goal scoring and where it's going to come from this season without the services of Cole Yulee. Like his predecessors, Colin Smith and Brendan Ranford, Cole Yulee had a knack to score that big goal. He had 34 of them, in fact, last year. But with Yulee signing with the Dallas Stars and likely to stick with their AHL affiliate in Texas, that scoring will have to come from elsewhere.
Him not being here to score as many goals as he did last year and years before, everybody's got to step up, especially a guy like me too, score as many goals as I can, help this team out in every way.
Kriski, Sidorov, Benjafeld, those guys, the Hairchuk, they're all skilled players, and I think they're going to take on bigger roles this year and help our team succeed that much more.
Cole Yulee led the team in scoring with those 34 goals. Colin Shirley next in line. He had 26 tallies last season. Captain Matt Needham scored 25 goals. Devin Sidorov and Matt Ravel each had 17 goals. And Jake Kriski, who's primed for a breakout season, scored 11 times. But whoever it is that steps up, the Blazers feel they can fill that void.
I mean, if they're confident, they kind of come back. They're bigger, stronger this year. Everyone worked hard in the offseason and showed in our fitness testing. So if they're confident they can make plays and put up numbers, then we'll be fine.
Now, it's not 100% that Yulee won't be back in Kamloops, but the Blazers have moved on, assuming he will stick with Texas. Don Hayes says it's merely the life cycle of junior hockey.
We don't talk about him. We move on. That's the fun part about junior hockey is that each year you say who's going to do this or who's going to score goals or who's going to stop the puck or things like that. There's always somebody there to step up and get that opportunity and make the most out of it.
And the Blazers, if they do tout themselves as a playoff team this year, will need a couple of those guys to break through on a nightly basis. With Connor Ingram between the pipes, goaltending is expected to be airtight, but you still need scoring to win games.
Obviously, another year of experience. Got a pretty similar lineup that we had last year, so those guys got a taste of it last year. They're used to the league. We're close to making the playoffs, 1 game out. So, just if everyone takes a step, we should be a real good team.
Now, there's also a battle brewing amongst 4 20-year-olds. Now, assuming Captain Matt Needham will be back with the Blazers for his final season, that leaves 3 players, defenseman Ryan Rehill and Mark McNulty, and forward Luke Harrison. McNulty is still out recovering from a hairline fracture in his foot suffered during off-season training. Rehill is at training camp but is headed for New Jersey Devils training camp. Meantime, Harrison had 23 points last season, including 12 goals. Head coach Don Hayes says there are so many factors that play into this, including Rehill, who could stick with the Devils.
We're just going to let it play out. Ryan Rahill's got to go to pro camp. There's a chance he might not come back. Then you're down to 3 for 3. So I think you just let it play out. We have a young group of defensemen, so to have a couple older guys back there is important. But we also have a young group of forwards, so it doesn't hurt to have some older forwards too. So it's, we'll just let it play out and then make the decision when we have to.
A week after banging up his knee, Kelly Olynyk is back practicing at 100% and is expected to play in Canada's FIBA America Championship opener tomorrow against Argentina. This was the apparent injury from last Monday when Olynyk ran into an Argentinian player, or vice versa, really, on a screen. But according to head coach Jay Triano, Olynyk is looking good to dress, and reports indicate that if he is likely to start, rather, if he's deemed 100% healthy in the next 24 hours. Canada tips off their FIBA schedule at 12 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow against those same Argentinians after going 4-0 in the recent Marchand Continental Cup. Canada is in Pool B, as you see there, along with Argentina, Puerto Rico, Cuba and Venezuela. The top 2 countries earned spots in the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio. Canada, by the way, stacked with talent. They haven't been to the Olympics since 2000. That's when Steve Nash, now the GM of the team, led Canada to a 7th place finish. Kamloops Broncos needed every second they could get in the 4th quarter Saturday night to pull out a win on the island. Broncos got down with 2:45 to play when the West Shore Rebels scored a touchdown on a 2-point conversion, but quarterback Steve Schuweiler drove the Broncos down, and BCFC Offensive Player of the Week Jacob Palmerine punched in the game-winning score with a minute and a half to go. Kamloops held on for a 37-36 win. Palmerine had another standout game, rushing for 129 yards, adding 2 rushing touchdowns. Schuweiler, meantime, went 24 for 34 for 235 yards with a touchdown and an interception. With their 2nd win in a row on Saturday, the Broncos are now 4-2 on the year in a 2nd place tie with the VI Raiders and Langley Rams, who they draw this Saturday on the road. Okanagan Sun, as you see, sit on top at 6-0, while the Valley Huskers have yet to win a game. They lost 53-0 to the Raiders over the weekend, the 3rd time they've been shut out this season. Toronto Blue Jays begin a 3-game series tonight against the Cleveland Indians, 1.5 games up on the Yankees in the AL East. They're 21-5 in August. They have a Major League best 49 home runs this month, and that is largely thanks to Edwin Encarnacion, who today was honored as American League Player of the Week. Encarnacion hit .391 with 6 home runs and 17 RBI last week, including a 3-run, 9 RBI outburst in a 15-1 win on Saturday against the Detroit Tigers. Encarnacion is enjoying a 25-game hitting streak, going .409 during that stretch with 11 homers and 35 RBI. Those 35 RBI in August is a franchise record for the Blue Jays in any month. Over to the latest on Deflategate. Tom Brady and Roger Goodell were back in court today hoping for a last-minute settlement, but talks broke down, and now it's up to a federal judge who will hand down a ruling on Brady's suspension as early as tomorrow. Federal Judge Richard Berman will be the man in charge of determining whether Brady must serve that 4-game suspension to start the season for his role in using under-deflated footballs during the playoffs last season. Goodell upheld the suspension in July, saying Brady colluded with 2 Patriots ball handlers to deflate the balls before New England routed the Colts in January's AFC Championship game. The NFL Players Association, of course, wants that suspension nullified.
We tried our best to reach a settlement, which we did not reach, but I think for us it reinforces the desire and the need for an independent arbitrator in these matters of personal conduct. But we understand Tom's position, and I think the process will work itself out.
The Patriots open the regular season next Thursday, September 10th, the same night they unveil their Super Bowl 49 winning banner. If you have a comment or story idea for sports, contact us at sports@cfjctv.com. I can be followed on Twitter @Klassen87, and you can get sports on demand at cfjctv.com.